Hello.
Edgar.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Okay, so we don't know where the car is?
So look, the car was picked up Monday.
We found the car.
We found the car. We've been trying to call the guy for 3 days straight, and finally he called us back 2 hours ago. Okay, so on Tuesday the guy quit, and the truck's just been sitting there since Tuesday. So that's what happened.
What do you think about that?
Okay, so the issue is that the car is basically not going to be able to make it here?
No, that's...
So, about 2 hours ago, we decided right here that we're going to send Diego and Sam. They're on a flight actually right now as we're talking to you on the way to Pensacola. And they're going to drive the car straight to you and Bimmerfest.
Wow, okay. Oh man, it's gonna be quite a Bimmerfest. I'm not getting up and up and shit.
So we had just returned back from southern Worthersea. We were gone for quite a few days, and before that we had only been back in Miami for a couple days after Worthersea. And we came into work one Thursday morning and found out that the BMW 650 project never made it to California.
Okay, so the issue is that the car is basically not going to be able to make it here?
We worked with Ultimate Auto in Orlando, Florida to do the paint and body work of the 650 project with the body kit that was provided by Prior Design. And they arranged transport of the car from Orlando out to California. And we didn't find out until Thursday, even though the car had shipped on Monday, that the driver of the truck had quit and left the truck in Pensacola. And the car needed to be in Los Angeles on Saturday morning for Bimmerfest. So I did the math and split up the hours and the distance and the number of times we'd have to stop and that type of thing, and looked at flights, and we found a flight that got us to Pensacola in time, hopped in the car and started driving across the country.
We're at the airport. We're about to fly to Pensacola. And then we have to...
And so Jav and Mike pulled me into the office and explained to me that the BMW was left in Pensacola because of the driver that couldn't deliver the car as planned. At first I was shocked, but I loved the idea. I was very excited to take that flight and pick up the BMW and drive it clear across the country.
Yeah, we're about 20 miles away from El Paso right now.
Heading toward New Mexico.
Yeah, we are, let's see, around 800 miles, 750 miles away from our destination, which means we're like 1,300 miles deep into the trip.
We're somewhere in Texas. Riding with Sam was a lot of fun. We spent a lot of hours together. We would stop at certain locations just to take photos, and we would continue driving while he was editing and getting the content back to Mike. So, you know, we had a lot of stuff to share along the way.
Really easy to drive with Diego because Diego insisted on driving almost the entire way. He had to have driven 1,800 miles and I drove 500 miles. And when we first started driving, he took the wheel, so I slept thinking that by the time the sun came up, he would have to take a nap. And he did, but then we stopped to photograph the car about 2 hours after I started driving. And from that point forward, he just wanted to keep driving. Well, that was too easy. So after sleeping for only a couple hours at the hotel, we got up and drove straight to the show. And even though the car is basically brand new, it only had around 10,000 miles on it by the time we got to California, and the paint was only 2 weeks old, we thought it was really appropriate to not wash the car to demonstrate what we had done, and anybody that asked, we'd be able to tell the brief story of what happened, and now we're here documenting all of it after the fact. But we arrived at Bimmerfest and parked in Need for Speed's booth. We cleaned the wheels and left the car dirty from the 35 hours of driving.
The feeling was pretty amazing to finally reach our destination. After 30 plus hours of driving, the reaction from the crowd was well worth it. Our friends over at Need for Speed were very welcoming, and the rest of the day we just enjoyed the event itself, which we came all the way clear across the country for.
So I guess the best part of this whole experience is that we now know that even if it's only on 2 hours notice, that me and Diego are down to drive across the country. I've always loved spontaneous things like that, and it was a great opportunity for me to suggest it and actually make it happen. And yeah, let's totally do it again.
Oh my god.